Through 4 games of Summer League, Darryn Peterson gave us a sneak peek of what to expect from him at the NBA level, and honestly, it wasn't what I was expecting. Let's start with his offense, and I thought he really impressed as a ball handler. He's got a unique rhythm to the way he moves and combines change of direction with change of pace really nicely. Watch him start this play off fast looking to score, now slow down like he's gonna reset, but as the defender reaches, he's right back the other way to draw a foul. Changing speeds like that is really tough to guard. He sizes up like he's going right here, and when he explodes to the left, this defender has to recover, so it's a quick counter the other way. This is just a very polished ball handler at 19 years old. He's able to set up and get by defenders without anything super flashy. He starts to the right here, Coward opens up his hips that way, and Darryn just gives him a simple smooth between the legs the other way, and now we see some of the shot making talent. This unique type of pace led to some really nice moments in the pick and roll where again we see that quick behind the back counter, now the hezzy to get downhill, and check out the manipulation on the pass. That is just beautiful, but I think his teammate just dropped it with the butterfingers. And despite some high turnover numbers, I was extremely impressed with his passing ability where he showed some really nice patience and poise. Again, that size up sets up the reject, and as a second defender comes to the ball, one of these 2 players should be open, and notice Darryn's patience as 2 defenders go to the shooter. We also saw the threat of Peterson's shot open up a bunch of easy passes. He'll often see this at the level coverage from bigs, which frees up the lane for his big man to roll and get a good look in the paint here. It's a similar situation here, but this time as the big runs up to take away Darryn's shot, the low man for the Clippers sinks to tag the roll, and it's another quick decision from Peterson to create a good opportunity. He's also a bit bigger than most point guards. At 6'4.5" barefoot and 6'6" in shoes, he's listed at exactly the same height as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and that size lets him pretty easily see and pass over the top of defenders like this. So for me, Summer League was my first full look at Darryn, and before watching him play a full game, I kind of thought he was an off-ball movement shooter and tough shot-making machine, but this combination of handle, pace, and passing makes me a lot more excited about the idea of Peterson being a primary ball handler in the league. Now, in terms of his shooting, the percentages might not be pretty, but man, this guy has all the shots. He showed the ability to step back to either side and to pull up off the dribble without hesitation from range. And he'll punish any little miscue from the defense. Like on this one, this ghost screen freezes these 2 defenders for a second, and number 12 wants to recover to stop a drive, but DP is just gonna pull it no problem. We talked about the bigs needing to meet him high on these, but if that big is even a half second late getting there, the shot's going up and likely in. And this play was probably my favorite of his, maybe his most impressive shot, where again the big comes up to the level and it seems to stop Darryn's drive, but as Boozer recovers to the roll now, Coward isn't square to the ball yet, and that is a nasty sidestep triple to the right. Wow. I really like the idea of him being able to play either on or off the ball throughout his career, and being this good of a shooter will always provide some level of off-ball value. For example, his teammates isolating up top here, and just placing Darryn 1 pass away means this defender might not want to stunt or leave him, and there's a cleaner driving lane for Williams there. I love this one where the initial action gets stopped, but he resets into a handoff, and watch Christie just terrified of Peterson getting a shot off, and that pressure means it's easier for Darryn to drive. Nice little bump there and finish on the other side. I just love everything about that. He can clearly score in the mid-range too, and he specifically had success against smaller guards like Javon Small here, who plays great defense, but Darryn can just shoot right over the top of him. Right here, he gets the switch with the skinnier Keaton Wagler, and again, I like these simple, quick change of direction moves. We get the Shai special there to create some space, and he got fouled on the shot too. He looks like a super physical and strong driver who tends to initiate contact early and often. And that style lends really well to foul drawing, which was another area he looks pretty mature in. He seems to know how to hunt for defenders' hands and arms, and when you combine that skill with his handle and driving ability, I think he's going to draw a ton of fouls in the NBA. He might get slightly unethical at times, but this is a real skill and an increasingly important part of the game, especially for guards. When it comes to his finishing ability, I really enjoyed the touch he showed on multiple floaters, and that's something that should get even better over time. He also gave us some nasty goofy foot finishes going off that right foot on the right side. I loved this one against Boozer, where you can see Cam is trying to time this up, but when Darryn shoots it a step early, Boozer is basically rendered useless. So he's got a super versatile, refined offensive game. He can easily toggle on and off the ball. He's a good passer, crafty ball handler and driver, draws plenty of fouls, and his shooting and shot making are the premium traits that separate him from other prospects. He just has so many ways to impact the game on this end that even if he doesn't reach his absolute ceiling, I think we're still looking at a really effective, impactful NBA player. All right, let's move to the other end of the floor now, where again, I thought he had some great moments. He was pretty active guarding the ball, and here you can see he's strong enough to not be bothered by the push-off, and then has the length to contest and force a turnover. He's got just under a 6'10 wingspan and came up with a few nice blocks. He's chasing one down in transition there, and now he's getting involved as a helper. That one's pretty nice, and I like this one where he gets picked off but stays in pursuit and gets the rear view. He did have some issues with fouls on his contests, hitting the hands of shooters occasionally, but overall I think his length and speed are a pretty good combo to make jump shooters' lives a little bit tougher. To me, his best performance in terms of effort was his final game against the Clippers and Keaton Wagler. His strength and size really show up on a play like this, where he's fighting over a screen and gets shoved, but still recovers the Wagler's hip. And now watch Wagler try and give him the armbar, but he can't create any separation from Peterson. He's just too solid. This time he's pressuring full court, and he's just got a good combination of athletic traits to guard the ball between his speed, strength, and length. Now, he did have some, let's say, less impressive moments, like here he's well ahead of Cedric Coward, but just doesn't really make an effort to stop the ball, and that just wasn't great at all. He had a couple plays where he closed out a bit lazily and got blown by, or lost his man and gave up a backdoor, so we will have to keep an eye on the effort level, especially if he becomes a high usage guy on offense. But then again, it is Summer League, so I'm not expecting all-out effort on every possession, and overall I did come away impressed with his defense. And I didn't mention it earlier, but yes, there obviously were issues on offense as well. He took some real bad shots throughout these 4 games, and right here he passes up an easy pocket pass in exchange for a contested long 2. There were obviously plenty of classic young player mistakes, but there was nothing that seemed unfixable to me with some coaching and experience. If you want my Summer League total overreaction hot take, I think Darryn is going to be the best player from this class. I don't think he has the highest ceiling, but it's just really easy for me to see his ball handling, passing, and shooting translating to the highest levels of basketball in a big way. I can absolutely see the vision for him as the primary ball handler on a contender in the future. But I'd love to hear your Summer League hot takes in the comments. Is Caleb Wilson going to shoot 57% from 3 and become the GOAT? Is AJ going to average 35 as a rookie? I am here for all of it. Let me know. Thanks for watching.